Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 11:30 in Honolulu, 5:30 in New York. It is Thursday, June 7th, 2018, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. Interesting day in the market as we await a trifecta of events. Gold in essence unchanged, but closing above 1300 in the August futures contract, 1301.30. Silver up 3 cents on the day, 16.73, but it had some wild swings. We'll talk about that when we pull up some charts. Dollar continues to slide, down 20 points at 93.42, and fractional upside tick in the Dow. That closed at 25,241. Bitcoin futures up a little bit, about $125, 76.50 and 76.65 in the CBOE and CME futures exchanges. Traders, as I spoke about in our opening letter, we have a trifecta of events about to transpire, beginning with the Group of Seven meeting on Friday in Quebec, the North Korean American U.S. Summit, which will begin on the 12th, as well as this month's Federal Reserve's FOMC meeting. All three of these events have individually the ability to have a profound impact on the financial markets, and together they could certainly shape the financial and geopolitical fabric of the near future, not only in the United States, but globally. A lot is at stake, especially with the North Korean summit and the G7 that starts on Friday. In terms of gold, it is currently unchanged at 1301.40. It's traded as high as 1307.80 and as low today as 1299. What is noteworthy, though, is when we take a look at the most recent activity over the last 4 days, we can absolutely see that we have had a series of higher lows. In fact, we can go back quite some time and see that we've had this upward channel or track moving to higher prices. Over the last 4 trading days, we've also seen a series of higher highs. And so that tells me that we do have some upward momentum. We are forming a base, and a solid base that resides at just at around 1300 to 1303. That to me is a critical support level that we want to maintain as a support level. We can see it being a support level throughout here and throughout here, but obviously once the market broke, when it broke down $28, it became a resistance area, but we have had a lot of pops and closes well above that particular price point. Therefore, my recommendation is to maintain our current long position in gold and to maintain our current stop. And traders, interesting action in silver. Silver is trading up about 4 cents on the day. Noteworthy is the extreme highs that it hit and where those highs came in at. As we spoke about yesterday, we had a tremendous spike up, but fell short of what I believe to be a resistance area, and that resistance area is the 200-day moving average. In today's trading activity, it broke well above that and went to 1693. That is a 50% retracement. That retracement is from a rather large data set. I'll compress the chart in a second so you can see the extent of the data set. But I find it quite interesting that although the market did track tremendously higher, profit taking immediately came into the market and pushed prices lower. In fact, pushed them back below the 200-day moving average. Although I am bullish on silver at this point, I am cautiously bullish rather than cautiously bearish. Now, in terms of the data set that I spoke about, as you can see, it is a rather long one. We'll go ahead and compress the chart, and we can see this data set covers some big territory up at around 1825 in terms of the highs and the lows at around 1560. The other thing we can absolutely see when we compress this chart is the continuation of this tight and narrow range that silver has been caught in. And even though the market did track above that particular area into the high, so to speak, of this range, it fell right back into the area that it has been most comfortable trading and tracking in. And traders, lastly, a quick look at Bitcoin futures. Of course, we do not track or trade the cash market, but rather the futures market off the CBOE and CME exchanges. We are looking at the CME 5 Bitcoin futures contract up $135 at $76.75. What I find to be noteworthy today is the highs that came in right at our pegged resistance, which is approximately 7,800. It did back off of that. In terms of where it's trading, even though it closed higher as compared to yesterday's close, it is trading just slightly lower on the day. I remain cautiously bearish on the market unless we can see Bitcoin futures break and close above 77.80. As we spoke about in the opening letter, it's all about events that will begin on Friday. This week, we will see the Group of 7 meet in Quebec. That begins this week. Then next week, we have the North Korean United States Summit, and we also have an FOMC meeting. The three collectively together will most definitely have an impact and could have a profound impact on the future of our economic scenarios and fabrics, as well as the geopolitical landscape for years to come. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for the weekly wrap-up and review. Bye-bye.